You'll notice that this next example, I'm going to shrink it just a little bit here, does not say the word and in it. But what I want you to know, because of the way it's written, numbers on the outsides, X in the middle, that this is an automatic dumbbell. Automatically. An automatic dumbbell. I already know what my graph is going to look like. I don't even know how to spell dumbbell right. Is it two B's in there? Is it two words or one word? I don't even know. It's automatically though. Simply by the way it's written. Because you look at it. Look at that last answer. It kind of looks like that. In fact, we got to make it look like that. So if I want to get X in the middle by itself, what would I do? Here. Subtract 7. Now here's the trick. There are 3 parts. This is not like a typical equation or inequality. There are 3 parts. So you're going to subtract 7, but from all 3 parts. So we're going to solve it all at once. So 6 minus 7, negative 1, less than or equal to X. 7's cancel, less than 3. It is solved for us. We don't need to rewrite that because it's done. We don't need helper graphs because we know it's going to be a dumbbell between negative 1 and 3. Automatic dumbbell. Automatic dumbbell. Oh, I put it on orange. That's a closed one. That's an open one. So no helper graphs needed on that question. My next one's the same kind. Because of the way it's written, with my numbers on the outsides, X in the middle, this is, again, an automatic dumbbell. So you can see why I gave that graph a name, just so that I had something to call it when I do these questions. So algebraically, what am I going to do first here to get that X alone? Pardon?
Subtract 4.
All right, subtract 4 from all 3 parts. So I have negative 6 is less than 3x. 4's cancel as I wanted them to, is less than 3. Then I'm going to do what? Brady? By 3. On all 3 parts. So negative 2 is less than x is less than 1. It is an automatic dumbbell. I need no helper graphs. I know what it's going to look like. A dumbbell between negative 2 and 1, and then the algebra answer is done for us. Yes, sir.
Could you divide by 3 before you did the subtract?
If you want to work with fractions, because you'd have negative 2/3 plus, no, you'd have negative 2/3 is less than x plus 4/3 is less than 7/3. So you have to work with all fractions. So I wouldn't, but you could.
So it doesn't
Mathematically
matter.
speaking, you can, but then you work with all fractions.
Doesn't matter the order.
Okay, and the last and, not my last question, but my last and. It's a little bit different. There are several things that can happen on an and. I'm giving you 2 of them. Most of them are dumbbells. Almost every and is a dumbbell. This is my exception that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to solve. So I'm going to add 2. So x is greater than or equal to 6. Now, in this next question, I personally would bring the x to the left side so you don't mess up the graphs. So, I'm going to add 3x. So I'm going to have 3x plus 4, 4 plus 3x, one way or the other, they're the same. So I'm going to bring the 3x to the left side, and now I'm going to bring the 4 over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 4, and then I'm going to divide by 3. And x is greater than -1. That's a terrible one.
Oh, you have to flip the sign though.
I do not. Because I did not divide by a negative. I divided into a negative, but not by a negative. If I had left the x where it was, I would have had to flip it. Okay, helper graphs. Greater than or equal to 6. Greater than -1. And is an intersection. Where do these graphs start overlapping each other? Because that's what you define for an and. Where do these graphs overlap each other? That is
At the 6.
at the 6. So this one has some numbers right here that only work for that one. But right here on works both of them. This is where they're overlapping from 6 to infinity. That's my answer. It's not going to be a dumbbell. Then you come over here for your algebra answer, and you pick which one of these matches the graph that I just graphed, the orange one, and that's my algebra answer. I don't have to create a new one. It's going to be one of those things I just got. Let me repeat that most ands are dumbbells. This is one of the exceptions. I'm only going to do the one exception. There are others, but that's the only one we're going to do. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go to the ors, the disjunctions. Disjunctions are two statements joined by the word or.